Hi everyone, today we have some new Charlotte Tilbury products to talk about. I'm very excited to go over these and my opinions with you. Not a first impressions, I've worn them a couple of times. I hope that you're excited about these products as well. I'm unfortunately a pretty big Charlotte Tilbury makeup fan. I had to get some things. Let's get into it. I figure that a lot of folks are going to be interested in the difference between the stick and the Hollywood Flawless filter. So I'm gonna do like a half and half face, and I'll do swatches. So I have the stick in shade 5, which is considered a medium shade. I have the Hollywood Flawless filter in the shade 3. So they are quite a bit different, just tonally. And I haven't had the chance to swatch these side by side in store to see if the shades correspond. I know that there are more shades of the stick than there are of Hollywood Flawless filter, so I'm assuming they probably correspond roughly in depth, but I cannot confirm for sure. To my eye, this is definitely more highlighty. This is more subdued. And even blended out, I don't think that they are the same amount of glow, but we're gonna do the side by side anyway. This is not a first impression of the stick or Hollywood Flawless filter. Obviously, I've had that for a long time, but I am going to show you how I prefer to apply the stick, because I've seen other people apply it where they do like they just streak it on. And I get it, that's kind of like the appeal of sticks. That's what makes it feel like it's going to be really easy. But I don't actually think that this is best served putting it on thickly. I think it's really meant to be something that you put on kind of lightly and blend in, a little bit like the way that you would put on the Flawless filter if you were using it all over. So I put some on my brush and I'm just putting it on that way. So this. I think this is a decent shade for me, which is nice. I'm glad that I chose well. I have swatched these in store, and I could have gone up to about 7.5, but I just think that this one is more natural looking on me. And so here you can see there's definitely some glow, the tiniest amount of coverage. It's almost silly to call it coverage, but it does technically even out like skin tone. So I think you can see some of that. I did have some redness right through here. All right. So that's how much I'm gonna put on. Like I said, I think that's kind of how it's best served, is not super thick, not super heavy, just a light layer, and that glow looks very flattering, I think. Right? Just kind of looks like healthy skin. And then do this side in the Flawless filter, which I'm gonna apply like this. I'm gonna apply a little bit more just in here. I'm gonna use a different foundation brush just to have something a little bit smaller, so I can get right here a little bit better. I think this definitely lays more smoothly on my skin than this does, which is interesting because that is one of the claims of the what is this thing called? Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. Anyway, it does claim that it will be pore smoothing because of ingredient technology that it has, whereas the Hollywood Flawless filter does not claim that, because supposedly this is new technology. So that is really interesting. I do think it's more smoothing than this is. I would say actually right now this looks glowier, so I kind of want to see, like, if I add more of the Hollywood Flawless filter, does it build up that glow? Or is part of this glow like skin hydration glow, as opposed to reflective particle glow? All right, let's look again. Yeah, I think that does build up the glow a little, but the smoothness happening on this side is much more flattering than on the Hollywood Flawless filter side, which is really interesting because this is the first time I've done the side by side. I've always really liked the Hollywood Flawless filter, and this is the first time I've kind of looked at it and been like, oh, this is nicer and has a similar effect. Not the same, but similar. That's interesting. I'm going to put on a little bit of concealer. I'm just going to use my Natasha Denona concealer because it's reliable. And I'm really just using concealer to not really add a ton of coverage everywhere, but just where I have some redness or discoloration. So my nose tends to have a lot of redness that peeks through around here and on the tip of my nose. And then of course the darkness under my eyes. So that's just to even that out. But I'm not really worried about like the bumps or anything like that. I usually don't mind if that stuff shows through on me. It's a good reference point for coverage, but it's just not what makes me, I don't know, worry about my skin when I look at it. And that's the skin. I like it. I like both of these products. I just like a glow that is also smoothing, and I feel like that's what this is. And again, not first impressions. I have worn this a couple of times, but really like looking at it critically now, thinking through sort of what I like about it. I also picked up 2 of the Beautiful Skin Island Glow Lip and Cheeks. I didn't have, these have been released before in Pillow Talk shades, and I didn't grab those, but 5 shades were released this round, and I got 2 of them. Sun Blush Glow and Sunset Bronze Glow, and you can tell I have used them. They're not brand new. I really like these. I don't know how unique they are necessarily, but I do really like them, and I like the colors that I picked up quite a bit. It seems like a lot of brands are scared to do like a brown blush that is a blush and not a bronzer, right? Like, so it still has blushiness, but is brown, and that is what this feels like to me. This is Bronze Glow and then sun blushed. So that's these. They're pretty translucent, right? You can sheer them out quite a bit. Glowy, like this whole thing, right? Very summer glow, but not glowy, hydrated, not glowy, sparkle, glimmer, mica, whatever. Just glow in the formula. I like the 2 shades I got, especially for me, because I feel like I can use them in tandem, which just makes it kind of fun that I can use them both at the same time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one side with one side with the other, and then I'll bring it all together. Sunset Bronze Glow. I'll just show you. It's fine. So see, you can get just like a little whisper of color. And then they build quite well. Cute, right? I'll do one more layer, I guess. I like to show how opaque colors can get, how much they can build, and not just stop where it's the most flattering on me, because I think that's informative, and I'm trying to make my videos informative for more people as opposed to just like makeup application. I'm never going to be the best at makeup application, so I might as well be informative. And then the next color, Sun Blush Glow. This one is actually, I find, a little easier to get bright more quickly, which surprised me a little, but it's still like I was able to blend that out and it gets pretty sheer. And this is over unpowdered face. If you powder first, you'll get more opacity more quickly because it's not blending into that, you know, creamer liquid base of foundation. So those are the two colors side by side. And I just really, really like this color on me. This color I like. I think it's a fun pop of kind of sunburn color. But overall is like ever so slightly less flattering on my skin. So what I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of Sun Blushed over here. And then I'll take Sunset Bronze and kind of put that over here. I like these products, but I'm not really liking the way that my face looks right now. Why? It just looks unbalanced. And I know my makeup's not done. Is it too much blush? I feel like it's never too much blush, but it might be. Bronzer might be too light. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. But it's actually working out really well. Okay, good. Just a very subtle depth to kind of make this all cohesive. I don't know if I said this shade is 01. I feel like one of the things that I've had to work through is ordering bronzers in too dark of shades, not fully understanding like what I wanted bronzer to look like on my skin. And since going like lighter than I thought I needed, I think I'm getting like a more believable gradient of bronzer. I'm making some choices like as we speak. I depotted all of my wand formulas from Charlotte Tilbury because I hate the wand packaging, and also I was just kind of, I don't know, feeling a certain kind of way. So this is the Spotlight wand, like the most famous first one, and I actually really enjoy having these in this packaging because it's, I say as I struggle to get it out of the packaging. Anyway, but it's like a needle nose squeezy, and I don't know, I just think they're easy to use from this, and I don't have to worry about that applicator. I hated that applicator. It got so gross, and if you didn't use them often, the light wands, the sponge would get so gummy, and then you couldn't get product through them, and whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna just, might as well make this like a Charlotte Tilbury day, right? So I'm just gonna tap this on. Don't worry, my allergies are still ruining my life. And then, this is kind of the thing that I wasn't expecting to do, but I have a Charlotte Tilbury lip liner and a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. Don't really have a lot of lip products from Charlotte Tilbury. I used to have one of the Happy Kisses. I don't know where it is. It's probably in my car, but where? Or a coat pocket. Those are the two places things go to die. This was the shade Hot Gossip. I don't know if I said that. And then this is the lipstick shade in Bitch Perfect. And it's a very light, like pink, beigey pink. That's actually not a bad lip combo for this. So, should I also use Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow? Maybe. Okay, hold on. This is Copper Charge. Let's do this. Okay, there's eyeshadow, and then I actually do have a Charlotte Tilbury mascara. This is in the shade Dream Pop, which was their like burgundy mascara, and why not? I'm not gonna do a wear test this time because I just don't trust myself with how my day's gonna go to be able to follow up. But like I said, this is not first impressions, and I will insert footage that I took at the end of the day, the first day I wore it, and you'll notice some like wearing down here, and a lot of that's from me touching my face. but overall it doesn't really start to look unnatural or anything like that. It's not going to be a long wearing, you know, oil controlling sort of formula in my opinion, but it does wear away fairly gracefully, and I think it will hold this sort of natural glowy look for quite a while. The thing I'm interested about today is just how this wears versus how this wears, since this is less of a foundation even than this is, since this is the Hollywood Flawless Filter side, and I don't think you can really tell a difference on the skin. I do think this side looks a little smoother, but that's about it. Anyway, so I'll insert that footage for you to look at, but this is the completed look, and I do really like, this stick formula. However, it is very, very light coverage. It is quite glowy. Keep those things in mind because they may not be your preferences at all. It's nothing like the Tom Ford foundation stick, the Makeup Forever foundation stick. I don't think it really has much in common with those. Those are more coverage, less glow. I'm trying to think of other foundation sticks like the Fenty Eavesdrop stick, I think has a more silicone-y feel. I would argue is a little bit more matte, but that's also a skin type thing. This, to me, stands a little bit more unique as far as sticks go. Again, I really like it. This is kind of tailored to my particular makeup preferences, so I'm really thrilled about it and how nice I think it wears, but it will not be for everyone because it's just not going to give the coverage, and it could be way too much glow for some people. But right now, I don't think this is too glowy at all, but I think it's about applying it kind of, not sparingly, but not heavy, you know, don't apply it thick. And then I think you get this really pretty kind of natural seamless glow. Those are my opinions on it. I hope that helps. The blushes I think are really nice. I don't know necessarily that they are like a standout. You'll never find anything like this in any other formula kind of product. If you're a fan of one of the colors and you know that you'll use it all the time and you like that sort of glowy, it's not shiny, but you know what I mean. It's got that hydrated skin kind of tacky glow to it. It's not super tacky on the cheeks, but it is, you can feel it. So if you see a color you like and that's a formula type you know you like, they're good. I don't think that they are groundbreaking. Again, they don't necessarily stand out the way that I think the foundation stick kind of has its own little niche that it carved out. Those are my thoughts on those products. Let me know what you think. I hope this was helpful for you. I will see you in the next one. I had to get some things. Let's get into it.